You know, I think I've lost every money match I've ever been in, but I have done a few, I guess, first to fives here and there, whether it's playing different games or just playing a certain game. I'll explain more on this later. But we're doing Aiko runs here, but we will be playing with the custom Old God. However, we have to note that we're on Fatalist. So, as we get into this Audacity of Aiko, or I never remember the name, we'll move on with our lives. So, as we get into No Shackle Fatalist Aiko. Again, we are using perm things, obviously, now that we're playing with this Old God, but just so I can smooth out everything before I release the Old God, which will be its own separate video that is not part of my daily uploads, yeah, we'll just continue to do our filler episode while I continue making a character. Second mystery, knowledge, charisma, light, strength, and maybe a dexterity check, and off we go. So, as I autopilot through this first part, yeah, just to note, for World of Horror at least, I am working on a character. She is not going to be an original character. She is a character from an existing IP. I will not say her name for the sake of robots, but I mean, the moment you see her, she should be pretty recognizable to, I think, at least 50% of the audience of this channel. But as we actually get into focusing on the run, we're on Fatalist. So we take the mystery... for those who don't know the rules really quickly for 5 seconds, I take the custom mysteries that are over the, say, I know this is ramen, and this is mermaid, so... Therefore, I take the custom mysteries there. If we have 3 custom mysteries, however, I choose the one on the right. But for now, I just go left to right. That's my soft rule. You don't have to play this way. Please use everything to your own advantage so you can try and survive. But as for me, I am playing this way because it's more fun for me. But as I take Ryoko as well, we don't have a weapon yet, so we're probably just going to run from everything that we run in. Yeah, run from any enemy, out of every enemy. But I think Hermit grants us more doom here. Yeah, we're gonna let go early just in case we get paranoia. Yeah, that's all I have to say at the moment. Now, just a little quick note here, if you're not going to take anything else from this video, is that base World of Horror advice. Ryoko, if you get Ryoko from an event, she's normally going to be better for you because Doom is much harder to maintain than Reason sometimes. But that being said, if Reason is slapping you in the face, then you could hold on to Hermit and just like send her against an enemy, or him, or whatever the Hermit is. Could be an Eldritch monster for all we know. Luck check. But the other side of things is that, yeah, if you get say Hermit from the festival here, then you can still go a little bit positive. I think you still go positive. And again, my monkey brain way is to just look at base rest. I mean, I might as well go over it while we're waiting here. So the Hermit, you let go for, was it 5? Yeah, 5 Reason, 10 Doom. So in 9 Doom, you can heal 2 Stamina, 2 Reason, and therefore you go positive if you lose this -5 Reason. Now keep in mind that I lost, it cost me, I think, 4% Doom to grab the Hermit there. So let's just say 4%. So really, I went a little negative, but if I need the Doom, then letting go of the Hermit is still a better option. If I'm worried about Reason, however, or HP overall, then I should not have taken the Hermit. But I'm making my call now and just saying that I need the Doom. Please let this go. Well, actually, as a custom mystery, they're pretty much almost always going to be a town mystery. The nuance there is that sometimes, and I need to say this again, sometimes there are custom mysteries, or you can make custom mysteries that lock out locations, and therefore you can't use the stores. Yeah, there might be a bug if you want to be smart about it, but you're really not supposed to be able to use... Ow, my body. You're really not supposed to be able to go to shops in custom mysteries that lock out a location. We really did not get a single weapon here. Meat cleaver, or well, just the meat cleaver. I mean, I don't mind playing with strength. The meat cleaver, I can see how players can believe that the meat cleaver is a below average item. I don't think so because of how important strength is, but if you want to play with it, for example, if you're Aiko here and you want to grab a dexterity weapon in perm, then feel free to do so. This is not including random item stat runs, so if you see, like, I don't know, because I'm really only thinking, yeah, in the... I'm trying to think, what other base World of Horror weapons are there? I mean, aside from the army knife because that's the only other place you'd find the meat cleaver, right? Yeah, so, I mean, I say you can live with the meat cleaver, but you do have to be very wary of your accuracy, basically, because it is a slower weapon overall. Anyway, notice anything weird? 10 experience. But as we continue, yeah, I actually need to get rid of these technical difficulties, but I was just hoping. Here's me also forgetting that I really should have enabled the school nurse, but hey, I'm going to actually grab fast swimmer there. And we're going to tree for funds because I need that. That's not what I wanted to see, but I guess we just sit here for the moment. Do I sit here for the moment? No, I just take the stamina loss. I think this... Oh, no, it's reason loss. I'm going absolutely insane. Well, guess we just live with Mind Wipe for a moment, because I do need to get rid of these technical difficulties. So, 1, 2... I'm really hoping for a thingamajiggy at some point, but it doesn't seem like we're going to get it. So, instead, we just get a lot of temporary negative status effects, but we'll live with it for the moment. It's Mind Wipe that we need to get rid of, so here's hoping that I somehow survive. Nice 12 roll, by the way, game. The character with dexterity doesn't get to do anything. It's fine for the moment. Keep in mind, we're playing Aiko, though, so Aiko really does get to benefit from using weapons that normally would not fly on other characters. I could have done a Desperate Struggle there. I'm just feeling lazy, but meh. So, yeah, no reason to equip the map right now. I'm just going to rest to be safe. Might as well. We're missing a lot of Doom at this point, but 1, we're Aiko, and 2, we'll just hope for the best. So basically, me letting go of the Hermit earlier was I think it was a good decision, but we'll see what actually happens to our face here, because boy, oh boy, are we in, we're missing a lot of Doom, basically. So at the very beginning of the video, I talked about basically money matches and whatnot. In specific, I'm talking about fighting games. I did have my share of action just trying to attend tournaments. Most of it was local because I didn't usually, travel anywhere far. But that doesn't mean that you can't get your challenges, because if... 2 things about that. First and foremost, you can still, better yourself playing competitively, not just in fighting games, but any competitive game. But the second part of it for fighting games specifically is that players will... stronger players will travel across state or even across countries just to participate in not exactly locals, but definitely even regionals. So what I mean by that, for those who don't know, is that if you don't know about the fighting game competitive scene at all, there are obviously tournaments that happen in the country, but when we say regionals, then sometimes for specifically the US, we do have specific regions of the US that handle their own regional, and I guess these days would be considered more major tournaments. I don't remember the exact names of all of them in particular, but do I want to gamble here, by the way? I don't think I do, but I don't know if I have a choice. So, hold on, let me just focus here for a moment. We're just going to rebrace to be sure. So, I think if I do the thingamajiggy, if I kick here, I should be okay. And then I do Desperate Prep Strong, and we should be out. Because this should be at least 12 damage minimum. It says 7, but I know it's 12 damage. Okay, yeah, so, again, I can't name the specific tournaments off the top of my head, but I do know that if you want to go to a more local tournament just to at least test the waters, you can do that, and would probably be more recommended to do that. Obviously, there are online tournaments nowadays that you can just play from the internet. If it's not just searching for sites that have interested peoples, literally games themselves will have, or there'll be, I guess, promotions for online tournaments. So you will get more than your experience. But yeah, back when I was trying to compete, or when I chose to compete, whatever you want to call it. Oh my goodness, the pain here, by the way. It involved some travel at times. So, and it also included sleeping at other people's houses at times. But obviously, it's people we trust, so it's travel. And again, I didn't really drive back then, so oh my goodness, pain, by the way. So yeah, it involved me visiting places where I lived usually, or just sometimes farther off. And I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all, because it did allow me to basically better myself, is what I'm trying to say. Oh my goodness, technical difficulties, but. Aside from that, I also got into my, not really beef, I wouldn't say I ever had a beef with anyone, or I had problems with anyone. I have seen with my own 2 eyes and experienced with my own 2 fingertips playing with people that were basically less than savory, but that just comes with the territory of any, if you go to any competitive scene, really. But yeah, I've done my share of fun times, basically. I think I actually want to brace into an attack here, just to see what I can do. But for the most part, I think like 9 out of 10 minimum people that I, ever met through the gaming scene, were pretty cool people. Like, I think that's just the reality of, human life. That being said, what's not as great here? Me trying to figure out how to get out of this encounter in one. My reason is, I'm missing a lot of reason, by the way. This is not good. Since we're on lockout in the forest, I can't equip the map for the moment. Now, whether or not we're going to get our Doomsworth is a completely different story. But we're going to run, but why do stats matter? We might actually just die here. But you know what? We'll find out. We have the plush toy. We have the power. I have to remember to equip the plush toy at the end here. Might as well equip it here, actually. And we smoke the cigarettes, and off we go. But the more fun part is that I have done my share of money. I think I haven't done more like half a dozen for sure, because I don't actually remember all of my... You think I would remember something like that? I don't, but I have had my fair share of fun times competing, and in this case, again, money matches, never more than like, I don't think I've ever gone above like $20. I think I've lost every money match I've ever tried, though. But then other than that, first to 5s or first to 10s, I don't think I've ever done a first to 10. But I've done first to 5s, and I've gone pretty much half and half with that. And I've never done better than, I've never, like, clean swept anyone. I do consider them all, they were, in my opinion, all hard fights. I'm being vague here because I don't want to out any names, but it's not like I did anything incredible. Again, it was mostly for fun. Here and there, I hope the people I were against were pretty fun. Everyone that I've ever money matched or done a first to 5 in, I consider were pretty cool people, in my opinion. So, and again, to note, I don't think I've had more than 3 to 6 bad experiences for sure. And when I say bad experience, I mean people who actually try to cheat in a video game. I think I can mention that specific example. It was quite funny, by the way. I would have tried to actually I think I had to actually call the person I'm talking about out, but it's not anyone I personally knew. It was literally, it's as random is. Usually when you try to cheat and you get found cheating at some point, that person doesn't last long in the fighting game scene because, well, not last long, but, they're not looked upon favorably, that's for sure, and I think that should be normalized, but, yeah, in this particular instance, from what I know... Oh my goodness, I'm in battle. That counts as in combat. Okay, good to know. But, yeah, this person... Again, I didn't know them. Because, again, everyone I had the luxury of knowing was pretty chill. And I'd say luxury because it was an honor on my part. I'm losing the words because I'm also trying to survive in World of Horror. But, yeah, in this particular game, when it was actually a tournament that with money involved, and this person was cheating, and I had to actually point it out. They weren't disqualified because I didn't say that they were cheating. I just kind of pointed it out and had them stop doing what they were doing. But, as that being said, and it was a small tournament. It wasn't, or not. This was a small game because it was an event. I mentioned this much. It was an event. Oh, this is Reason, by the way. It is Reason. Well, fun times ahead. I guess I'll finish the story. But, yeah. So it was an event where multiple games were being played. I think I know I was in the finals for sure. I don't even remember. I think I got first. I only remember that because I played against someone I know very well. But before that, both people that were in the finals, me and this person, beat the cheater. Me, only because I made them stop cheating, and the other person they cheated against, let's just say the way that they tried to cheat was not enough to beat the skill level of the person they were trying to beat. But other than that, though, this happened a long time ago, so if there was a statute of limitations on fighting game competitive scene, it's not like it really didn't matter. Like, I'm usually chill about it unless you're trying to, like, cheat or something, and I can see it very clearly. But yeah, without further ado, that was an Aiko run. If there was anything, because I was paying attention a little bit, I know there was nothing I really could have done, because with Fatalist, aside from taking the Hermit, I would have wanted to take Ryoko, probably resting more or trying to run more, but then my Doom was going up. So yeah, it was hard to say. If you have any ideas of what I should have done, I mean, you can keep them to yourself, but you can also say so. But yeah, because I lost here, I'm just going to cut the video off because I lost!